it's Cory, and today you're going to learn how to play Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. So for this song, it only has 6 chords, which makes it really nice for a beginner song, but just so you're aware, you are changing chords all over the place in this song with the strumming pattern. So it does make it a little bit more difficult, but I think it's awesome for a challenge, and I'll show you a couple tricks you can do to kind of take down the difficulty if it's still a little bit too hard for you in the strumming section. So let's get started. As always, the first thing you want to make sure to do is tune your ukulele. That's going to be a G on the 4th string, a C on the 3rd string, an E on the 2nd string, and then an A on the 1st string. The chords we're going to need for this song, starting with an A minor 7. Now, you might have seen an enharmonic respelling of this of a C6, but it's the same thing. And what's great, you don't have to do anything with your left hand. It is just an open chord on the ukulele, playing just the G, C, E, and A. We're also using a C major chord, so that's going to be with your 3rd finger played on the 1st string of the 3rd fret. We're also using a D minor chord. That's going to start with your 1st finger placed on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, your 2nd finger placed on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger placed on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. We also have an E minor chord. That's going to be your 1st finger placed on the 2nd fret 1st string, your 2nd finger placed on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then your 3rd finger placed on the 3rd string of the 4th fret. We also have an F major chord. That's going to be your 1st finger placed on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, then your 2nd finger placed on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. And lastly, we have the G major chord, which starting with the 2nd fret, your 1st finger is going on the 3rd string and your 2nd finger is going on the 1st string. And then your 3rd finger is going right between the 2, but on the next fret down on string 2, 3rd fret. And those are all the chords you need. I always recommend to make sure you're at a really comfortable place with those chords before moving on to the strumming pattern. But kind of what that means is you can play all those chords without having to look directly at the chord diagram. You know, if you don't practice it for like a day or two and you have to glance back at the chords, that's fine, but you should be able to, when playing through it, not have to look directly at the chord diagrams to be able to know what chord you're playing. For this song, we're going to use just one strumming pattern throughout the entire thing, and what's great about it is it's just the island strum. So demonstrated just on an F chord, because that's what we're starting on with our intro. It is just a down, down, up, up, down, up. Now it ends up sounding a little bit more funky and cool because you're changing chords while you're still playing that strumming pattern. So it is going to be something you're going to want to practice. I can't tell you like you're always just going to play one chord and on certain sections. You're just going to have to be able to go basically on autopilot with the strumming pattern and then go through all the different chords. Essentially what this means is of the down, down, up, down, up, you're going to be playing a chord on the down and down up, and then you're gonna be switching for up, down, up. The chorus takes a little bit of a detour from this, and you are going to just be playing the strumming pattern on single chords, but it's not to the point where you're always going to be playing it once and then moving on to the next chord. So it's gonna be something you're definitely going to want to listen to first, be familiar with the song, and then start playing through and kind of getting comfortable with that. Add notes on your lead sheet or whatever you need to do to be most successful for yourself. If all that sounds really intimidating for you and it maybe even just is a little hard, what I recommend doing is first start playing just on the chord changes, and because you're changing chords so quickly in this song anyway, that actually is a pretty decent way how to play this whole song, especially for the verse sections. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first show you a progression of practice you can use when practicing this song, starting with just playing on the chord changes, then playing on the beat, and then finally adding the strumming pattern. So this is the opening line of the song when the singing starts in verse 1, played on each of those different levels so you can see what a model looks like as you develop over this course of playing this song. So this is just first playing on the chord changes. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. This is played on the beat. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. This is played with the full strumming pattern. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock See, really at any of those levels, it still sounds really true to the song, so do whatever works best for you to get yourself playing as quickly as possible. But with that, you really have all the pieces you need. It's a pretty simple song when it comes down to it. It's just being able to execute everything the way you need to. So give yourself some grace and allow yourself practice time. It's unrealistic to think that you can play a song from start to finish if you're a really beginner just from a short tutorial. So make sure you're always allowing yourself adequate practice time outside of just watching the video to prepare yourself for being able to play. But if you're ready for that practice, check out the play along that's happening just right now so you can see how everything fits together. 1, 2, here we go.
Confusion is nothing new.
and you just do a fade out and that's the whole song. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you are a big Cyndi Lauper fan and there are other songs of hers that you would love to see made into a tutorial, make sure to like this video and comment down below. I do have a tutorial already for Girls Just Want to Have Fun, so I'll make sure to have that linked in the cards if you're interested in checking it out. I also have a ton of resources on my Patreon in addition to this lead sheet too, so if you're looking for some more specific details and stuff and just to get better at ukulele, check out my Patreon. I do Zoom classes and all kinds of things there, so the link to that is in the description box below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great time and I will see you next time. Bye!